I believe we are live. I think we're live. Just trying to get my screen set up here. There we go. Excellent. Excellent, excellent. All right. Let's see how this looks, I think. Hey, all right, so, hey Pierce, all right, so I can be seen. That's a good thing. We're trying something a little different tonight. We are trying something just a little bit different tonight. Let me see here, see if I can find myself. Just to make sure things are going okay. All right, 9. Were there 9 of you waiting for me to show up? That's incredible. Thank you. That's awesome. So make sure you're hitting that like button when you come in. You guys know the drill. So I am on my computer tonight. I love it. Everybody's like, hey, if you got this, it's already starting. You already know what to expect. This is awesome. This is so awesome. I love it. I should probably like my own video though, right? So, let's try to smash that like button best we can. Just give me a second. I'm going to like organize myself. So, tonight I am on my computer as opposed to streaming from my phone, which is, you know, but usually what happens, even from home streams, most of us, you know, use our phones because the iPhone 12, which a lot of us are using now to stream with, is like uber awesome, like super awesome. So I decided though to try this only because looks clean. That's because I'm on my MacBook. So I think that you know, a lot of, hey Christina G, for as awesome as the iPhone 12 is, I think there is a little something to be said about processing and speed and all that sort of good stuff. So what I did is I set up OBS on my computer, and yeah, so we're gonna try it this way because there's some different widgets and stuff that we can use. Look at all y'all coming in here. Right. So excellent. Good evening, everybody. Look at all of you all rolling in. Excellent. Producer Stephanie will be along. I am learning a little bit about software. Sound issue. What kind of sound issue are we talking about? There's a little box fan running over to my left, cooling off the big dog. Is that what maybe you're hearing? Hey, Santos and Nicholas. How you boys doing? Hi, Cindy. Look at this. Amy V's here. Sherry. Shona. Who else is here? Let me go through the list. Christine, Brian K, Pierce, Coach N. Awesome. Thanks for coming in, everybody. Make sure you guys are hitting that like button. AAU is here. Awesome. Braden T. Mom gave him the green light. Coaster Mom. Okay. Okay. I see everybody here. Oh, now this is giving me the ability. All right, so open in a web browser. No. So that's interesting. When you stop, for those of you that maybe, and maybe we'll do a little bit of the kind of the stream talk here for a little bit too, because I know I was trying to think of when I would put it in, and I feel kind of like next week. I don't want to wait that long. I may have to actually get a full, like, if you want to stream and use Streamlabs, here's a good crash course to get you going. But we could talk a little bit about that tonight. And since I am on the computer, I have a lot more ability to open up, like the internet and a browser, and we can talk about a whole bunch of different things. So, it looks like there are 14 of us here. This is great. Make sure everybody's hitting the like button. If you have not subscribed yet, please make sure you have subscribed. This is awesome. So we talked a little bit about the YouTube algorithm. I don't know if any of you remember that from the other day, as that was part of our zoo stream. As we were getting to the zoo, we kind of hammered on it a little bit, and we could probably see that in action today, right? We see it with our fearless leader, Pat. So like when he's on, you know, and he's only got, at any given time, I say only, he's got more people watching him at any given time than, you know, than I have followers. I mean, you're talking 200 plus people, pretty steady for the most part of the day. And granted, there are people popping in and out, right? We can watch the number go up and down, but look at what happened when he paused the stream. I can tell you a couple things what happened. OBS probably kicked him out from not streaming for so long. Between OBS and YouTube, they're like, hey, like your stream's kind of paused, we're just going to cut you off. That kind of stinks. Because I understand what he was gunning for, because, like, you know, if he would have known that the program was going to do that to him, that the software was going to kick him in the rear like that, he just would have scheduled another stream, which is what ended up happening anyways. But, I mean, look across, you know, the whole day. In those few hours in the beginning, I mean, how many people visited him, right? And how many likes did he have? So what he ended with like 500 likes in like a ridiculously short amount of time, you know, which is an incredible thing. And that is, again, it all goes back to, you know what? He's got really good content. Let's face it. That's why we all hooked up with him in the first place. And now we've just become a little community. He's a great host. You know, he's got good keywords. His presentation is fantastic. You know, it keeps you engaged. But then, because of the way the chat's scrolling through, chat's going fast, you know, people it's showing engagement on YouTube's end in their algorithm, which is pushing it up to people's like, hey, you know, don't search, but look at these places first before you start searching for stuff type deal. So we can see that at work, literally like every day. Every day, you know, his, just the second half of his stream, because it did so well, once he went over into the downtown hangout, it's already got 1,600 views. 1,600 views, people. That is absolutely mind-blowing. 1,600 views, you know. If you look at his rope drop, the one he started at the beginning of the day, it has 4.4K. So over 4,000 views. And that's just in the last 8 hours. So the algorithm and the way it works is definitely true. That's why I'm glad you guys are here. Everybody's hitting the like button. We're all getting along. Everybody's chatting. Leave some comments. It's awesome. Enjoy the stream. So, well, let's get to it. Here we are, Tin Can Thursday, right? And because of the generosity of people hitting the tip jar last time, trying to not coach N off, and now gunning for AAU, I went out and I was able to pick up some really unique craft beers. And I have loaded up for the next 1, 2, and possibly 3 Tin Can Thursdays. So we're going to keep that rolling. Don't forget, this weekend, Sherry, he is a machine. You are 100%. He is a machine. That is no easy task. Christina, I am on a MacBook, so I'm using iOS. Yeah, so I've got one. Believe it or not, that's local. So Sherry, I'm gonna start with our local brew, which I just happened to discover. I've never tried before, and I've never heard of this company, and it's actually up near, going more towards like where Anthony the Molar Man and Sherry and Brenda and all them live, like a little bit up that way. It comes from a place called Lynn, Massachusetts. Amy, one for you, one for me in about an hour. Okay, that's awesome. So, and Coach N, I've had Red Shed before. Without a doubt. And I had it at a beer festival probably, so we're in 2021, probably like 4 years ago now. It was really good. So that's where I discover a lot of my craft beers. But this one here, Bent Water. Okay, so Bent Water is, let's go here. Okay, premium lager, all right. It's made, so it's brewed and canned. It's an actual tin can for Thursday in Lynn, Mass. So it's brewed and canned in Lynn, Mass. It's light. It's like 4%. It's not bad. Lynn, the city of sin. You never come out the way you go in? Yes, that's exactly how that goes. Brian K. for sure. Good nose, and it's so this is a premium lager. This is a premium lager. So again, you got to be 21 years old or older to do this. So for those of you that are old enough, enjoy. We're going to talk a little Disney because I do want to touch on the new Fast Pass system. Well, that's good. That's real good. Not a lot of bite and not a lot of hop. That's fantastic. It's like, this is like something, you know, if you want to go out or you're kicking around at a party and it's just a Saturday and, you know, you just want that flavor, there it is. It's good. It's smooth. There's no bite to it. Can art. This can is pretty plain. The next one I have though, so the second one of the night, you guys are gonna love, and I specifically picked it because of the can art. You did. You saw that the other day. So Sherry, I would 100% recommend trying that if you ever go back there. I hope it's not made with Lynn water. Does the Lynn water come out of the harbor? Great. That's awesome. Oh, it's so good. Good. One gold medal in the can. The can, coach. The can. So I had, if you guys had watched, you know, all of Pat's stream, or at least a good majority of it, you would have seen, like, early on, in the morning, I had asked him, like, what he thought about the whole Fast Pass thing, and, you know, I get where he's coming from with his response, like, you know, because he doesn't, you know, like Pat and Tom, they're not really, like, they don't go to the parks to just hammer rides all day, so for them, the whole Fast Pass thing's probably not really, you know, it's not really part of their deal, part of what they're doing and what they're looking to do. So I can see where he's coming from, where it didn't really matter to him. It probably will matter a lot to people that are just visiting from out of town, you know, and let's see if I can call up New Fast Pass news, right? So we'll get a little Fast Pass news going on here. So, and here is the way, that I think the Genie, or the way that the Genie app is going to work, right? So the way the Genie app is going to work, and it's really kind of weird, and you've got to read into it a little bit. Yeah, so CeeLo. Hey, CeeLo. Welcome in. I would say, you know what? Honestly, Stephanie and I were talking about it, and the producer says her and the influencer, it makes sense for them, and me included. So host, producer, and influencer all agree that it's probably worth it for us because, you know, we don't live near the parks. It says it's going to cut down on guest wait time. I don't believe that to be true, I'll be honest with you. Don't think it's going to be true because we saw how long wait times were before. So, and what was the chief complaint, right? If you didn't have a Fast Pass, you weren't getting on a ride. We're going to go back to that, except now you're going to have to pay to get just the base Fast Pass in, and they have a tiered system. So if you really read into a lot of the stuff that's going on out there, right? So you're going to pay $15 for Fast Pass. It's just, it is what it is. Is it a money grab? Probably, because they already had Fast Pass in place. They could have tweaked the software and the system. They could have just flipped the switch and the system would have worked, right? So here's what's going to happen though. So you're going to pay your $15 per person per day. So, right, family of 4, $60 a day. You know, you're going to be able to go and make your Fast Passes one at a time. Now, who remembers when Fast Pass first started? Does anybody remember how it used to work? Somebody out there, it's one of you guys, if not a majority of you, have got to remember how Fast Pass worked when it first started. Yes, Brian K. with the paper passes. So do you remember how those worked? When you walked up to the machine and you hit the button, right? And it spit you out, right? Yep, Sherry, right, a ticket machine, right? So you walk up to the machine, you press the button and you get a paper ticket. And that ticket would have a timestamp on it. And what that machine did is basically it started at, like if the park opened at 7, first ticket rolling out, so many tickets would say 7 o'clock, so on and so forth. So you walk over and you get your ticket and it would go on. Well, sometimes you could walk over and get that ticket and it'd tell you on a real busy day, it'd tell you to come back an hour, hour and a half, right? It'd give you a time, please return at this time. So all they did was they took the ticket machine and they put it in these little things here, right? They put it in our devices so we could go. Yep, and you needed everybody's cards with you, right? Yep. So it is crazy that Disneyland still has them. That is like stupefyingly crazy that Disneyland has them. Like seriously. Right, so you get that, and then that seemed to kind of work. Now, what it had in its favor at the time was that had lower park capacity. We weren't seeing as many people as we are now. Roll it forward, they started with anybody remember the original E-ticket? The original E-ride ticket for after hours. You guys remember that? It was back in 99, 2001, somewhere in there. So that E-ticket was you paid at the time. I had taken my band, and they had rolled it out within a few months of my band showing up there when they first started it. Uncle Orville, what's going on? So they, it was a paper band, like you go into a nightclub. Right? Okay? So, no, pre-share. So we got this band. I think we paid an extra we had a large group, so we got a little bit of a discount, but I thought it was 35 or 36 bucks at a time on top of your ticket. They closed the park down. I think they only sold like 5,000 of them a night or 3,000 of them a night. And I remember it was the best thing ever. We were there from, I want to say it was like 10 o'clock to like 1 o'clock in the morning. And when I tell you I rode Thunder Mountain 10 times in a row without getting off, we were on it. Go through the ride, yay! Stop it at the at the station, and I remember the ride attendant being like, "So, there's nobody in line. You guys want to go again?" We're like, "Yeah, one more time." And we did it 10 times. We were on there with the mechanics for a little bit. They were out doing their nightly inspections, and they rode the thing like 3 or 4 times. Just like 5 dudes. They all took up like all the front cars. They laid back and they went for a spin. Anthony, what is going on, my friend? So, you know, that was awesome. Again, lower population. You paid. They didn't let as many people in. It was limited, right? It wasn't this after hours where if you're a resort guest and there's, you know, 100,000 resort guests that really have the opportunity to go over there, they can go over there. I think they're doing premium. Yeah. Yep, they're trying to do it to limit capacity, but it's starting to fail. Yeah, that Spain, you're right. That's exactly what they're doing. They are upping the price. So, Uncle Orville says he's just back in reality. It does sometimes. So, those are all good things. And then what did they do? So, fast forward, right? Modern times, modern days, right? They give us this, you know, Fast Pass and Fast Pass Plus in the Dismal Experience app. And what happens? They increase park capacity. They just start basically letting, not that it was unlimited, but it was very rare that the parks hit capacity at any time outside of holidays, but it did happen every now and then. And then everybody, three at a time. Then after that, 1 at a time. Look at those wait times. Think back the last 5 or 6 years and think about the wait times that have gone on with the Fast Pass Plus system. Now, if you have the Fast Pass, we're all getting on rides. We're walking on down. We're getting on rides. Sean's probably having a libation on his way to go ride, like, you know, Spaceship Earth or Soarin' or, you know, Rise of the Resistance. Great. We get there, we ride the ride, we blow through all of our fast passes, it's awesome. But everybody else in the standby line, you guys remember how long those standby times were? I mean, we're seeing like 70 minutes now. Maybe on a really, really big day, we're seeing like 100 minutes. But typically the big rides have been like 70, 80 minutes. In comparison to pre-pandemic, where we were seeing 2+ hour waits for some of these rides. Well, now they're going to charge you and everything's going to be exactly the way it was pre-pandemic. Right? So we're all going to pay $15 to get fast passes, which would be great, but anybody else who doesn't have it or doesn't have the ability to fast pass that ride, you're going back to waiting 2 and 3 hours. Brian K., if you knew how to work the system, you 100% could get a lot done because of, if you knew the system well enough, you knew when to schedule your fast passes, and in between your fast passes, you were going to the next ride because you had a pretty good idea of how long the wait was. 100%. Ah, here we go. Start the count. 100%. Ooh, man, that is good. So, that's what we're going back to. Now, Spain brings up the premium point, right? So how many of us, since a majority of us don't live within like, you know, an hour or two of the park or driving there even maybe every other weekend, yep, CeeLo, so that's exactly what I'm going to talk about, right? So you're going to pay your $15 and you're going to have access to Fast Pass a majority of rides. They say, oh, it's open to all rides. Yep. But some rides are going to warrant an extra upcharge for them. I would assume Rise of the Resistance maybe one, because I believe they're going to keep the virtual queue. That's what I think. I think they're going to either keep the virtual queue or find a way to work that virtual queue to be an upcharge on top of your Fast Pass or Genie Plus Lightning Pass. That's what I think. But there is going to be an upcharge for some of the bigger rides. I'm assuming you can, Seven Dwarfs, I would say probably Millennium Falcon, Slinky Dog. I would probably hedge my bet on either Tron for sure in the Magic Kingdom when it opens. But before then, draw straws, right? I mean, they have a lot of big attractions that are popular. Haunted Mansion, Splash Mountain has recently been on the radar, Thunder Mountain, Space Mountain. So all those big rides are think about the tiered system they had when it was all Fast Passes, when it was Fast Pass Plus. Yeah. Yep, Uncle Orville. So, Uncle Orville, I used to, when I would go to Universal, me and my buddies would use the single rider line. When we would take the band there, even the band kids, I'd be tromping around with 10 or 15 kids that were just like ride junkies like me, and we would all get in the single rider line. We were like, man, we just want to get on the ride. We're only going to be separated from each other for about 5 or 6 minutes. And a majority of the time, most of us get on in at least pairs, if not a big group. So, Spain, it's going to be a carnival while they recoup. Yep, it sure is. It sure is. Take the DV sales pitch for. Oh, Coach N, you bring up a good point. So DVC, Coach is talking about DVC, so Disney Vacation Club, right? They used to offer this thing. If you went and listened to their sales pitch, which I think was what, Coach? Like an hour and a half? They used to give you, right? You got your choice of like Fast Passes or a gift card, right? Wow, Coach, look at Coach with the pro tip. Take the last DVC of the day. So you tour the room and then they're like, sorry, show's over. Come back tomorrow morning to finish. They give you passes that day and the next day. Wow. Yeah, Flight of Passage is probably one. Frozen. Yep, all these big rides, I'm telling you. All really the anchor rides for every park. If you, which I can't find it. It's got to be out there somewhere. They used to have the tiered system with Fast Pass Plus, right? You got to pick like one from here and any two from the other categories, or or you could pick two from here, one, or all three from here. It's going to be, you need to think of the rides in that sort of a tiered system. And I like the way they do Rise. I like the way you get into virtual queue. I do wish they had a better way, instead of just fighting for it right at 7 a.m. I do wish they had a way you could virtually queue yourself for every ride. So I don't know if maybe Genie Plus will solve that for us all. It doesn't sound like it. But man, I wish I could just set up like my virtual queue for the day, and then I could just pick off what I needed to do in between doing all my rides, if that makes sense. CeeLo, me and my producer are waiting to see how APs are going to be done. We are looking to get back to the annual pass-ness, because we do miss having annual passes. Right. Yep. You would often wind up in the single car. The same car as single rider. Yep. 60 minutes fast passes. Oh, and then they drive you to a park? Seriously? They messed up and gave you 36 in Christmas of 2019. That must have been incredible. Yep, CeeLo, you are 100% correct. Yep. where I was watching this morning, they don't want people waiting in line. They know that people spend more money when they're not standing in line, and that is just that's like common sense, right? If you're standing in line for an hour and a half, that's an hour and a half that you're not out in your park eating, drinking, and buying souvenirs. But then I read, and they said that they knew that people were, I thought they said people were not as likely to buy as much merchandise virtually as they were in person. So their overarching goal is they want to clear people out of lines, and they need to drive them into their stores because they have all these marketing metrics that they keep track of, you know. Coach, was it all for the same park, or could you use those like passes anywhere? Because, oh man, can you imagine if you could use them anywhere? I mean, just in one park, it would be awesome. You could go over and do like Toy Story Mania like 6 times in a row without skipping a beat. CeeLo, that's, you know what? You ask a good question, because I feel like right now, and I don't have the Universal app, so I couldn't tell you what the wait times are, but I feel like right now, Universal, when it comes to like rides and getting on and off rides, Universal may be a little bit ahead of Disney in terms of getting people in and out of their rides to keep them spending more money. But they have different levels of Express Pass too, right? Don't they have one where you can buy one and it's like you ride each ride without supposedly waiting in line once all day, and then there's one where you can ride as many rides as you want all day, and then there's one that's like after 4, you get like 1 or so many rides after 4 p.m. with no waiting. Coach, those were anytime, anywhere during the trip. Oh, that must have been so incredible to have. I cannot even imagine. Cannot even imagine. Ooh. Hello, hello, hello. If you're just getting here, please make sure you're hitting that like button. Thanks for being here. Hope you subscribe. Stick with us. We are at Tin Can Thursdays. And Tin Can Thursdays, I just pick a couple of craft brews that are non-mainstream, and I sit here and I talk with my followers. I kind of give a little review of the beer. That beer is really good. Show you the cans. Talk about our next adventure. This is kind of like our planning session for our outings, which is good. And actually, I was talking with the producer. So as you guys know, Maine is coming up in a couple days here. So, one beer for every like. I don't know about that. not on a Thursday, and definitely not on stream. I'm not saying that it wouldn't happen, but we are tonight, Cindy. We have this. We have a little bent water. It's weird. Everything's backwards on my camera right now. It's not like my iPhone. We have a little bent water. It's just a lager. It comes from Lynn, Massachusetts. So those of us from Massachusetts should look for this on our local shelves, because it's out there. I found this stuff down at Mucky's in Rainham. So it's a little package store on Route 44. So in our upcoming streams, which you guys are gonna, I think you guys are gonna enjoy, Saturday. So Saturday, we are traveling. We go up to the great state of Maine, and we may. Right now it seems to be working out right. We're going to have a little bit of a surprise for you, I think, on Saturday. So I think I have the location picked, and I think that we may have a little bit of a surprise for you. And it won't be a long stream Saturday. It will be, maybe an hour and a half tops. I'm up there. We're visiting with a lot of family we haven't seen. Some of this family we haven't seen for a couple of years because of like the whole pandemic stuff. So, but we're gonna carve out just a little bit of time to get a short little stream in. Milk stouts are great. Blazing Maine. Yeah. Smutty Nose is great too. I've never heard of Blaze though, Coach. The Packy. Yep. The Packy. Go to the Packy. You can get more than just that, the Packy. Usually, like, I know the one like near me is more like a convenience store than a Packy. You can get a little bit of everything in there. It's kind of like the song "Stairway to Heaven," right? You can get whatever you want. So, did some of you guys go over? I saw some of you catch Anthony. He cooked this dish, man. I don't know. It was some kind of like spinach cream cheese. I missed the very beginning of it, so I don't know what it's called. But it was wrapped in like this bread with like a garlic, like buttery garlic sauce over the top. It looked incredible. Like I was trying to drive and watch at the same time on that stream, and it just looked awesome. Blaze. Coach, now you're gonna make me go and look it up. That'd be the first thing I do when I get off stream. I'd be like, all right, where am I going? Blaze. And then, so me and the producer were talking about going forward next week. So like a week, August 28th, we have the Brew at the Zoo, which is down at Roger Williams. We've visited a couple of times. So I don't know, I may stream for like an hour or so just to kind of show you guys around, for those of you that have maybe never been to one. The one at the zoo is cool because the animals are still out. Like they leave the animals out for just a short while when you get there. That one will get crazy. So the stream will literally be at the beginning. And we are going to walk the whole place, and and I may delay the Tin Can Thursday and do a Tin Can Saturday. I think the 28th is a Saturday. Just so you can kind of see their setup. I know you guys are familiar with the zoo, but to just look at the setup and see all the different, beer and wine and meat vendors that are there, and they have a couple of different food spots. So there's not usually too much. There's no like live band or nothing because of the zoo, because it's a zoo and the animals, so they keep it kind of quiet. Oh, Coach, thanks for putting that up there. And I would encourage you guys to go and check out a lot of the other streamers in the Discord if you haven't already. So there's a couple of them that are doing some interesting stuff, and I've got to start learning how to like vlog. Some of these guys are like Sam and Chad are crazy good at like editing, and I have none of those skills. So I would like to try doing that. It's good. It's awesome. That was a good drink. That was a good beer. So now, if we look here, let's see. So what do we got? We got like 6 or 7 of us here. This is fantastic. Good. Here we go. All right. So now, hey, it's Tin Can Thursday. Oh, I do. Sherry, I gotta send you that. I totally forgot about it. Geez, I had a digital copy of it. Now I gotta find it. I may have to email the kid that did the original artwork because I asked him for it, and I know he sent it to me, and I can't remember if it's in an email or otherwise. Unless, could I send you a couple of labels? Would that work too? Because I got plenty of labels here. Woohoo, Devora, go for it. High five. Yeah, so those are the next 2 weekends. And then I had a really neat idea. So you guys really liked watching that band, right? So we're going to see the band again in September. I think it's September. Let me look at my phone real quick. We're going to go watch Ace dance. I think it's September 18th, maybe? I got to double check the date. I think it's September 18th. Digital is quicker. All right, I'll try to find a digital copy of it. I had a copy of it somewhere, either an email or on a flash drive, and I can't remember which one it is. So I'll have to go look in the package to see where it is. But if not, I got the kid's email, and I'll email him again. Actually, if anybody wants my label, just let me know. And if you like message me your address, I'll just mail you guys a couple of labels. I've got a bunch of them. I think I've got more than what I need anyways. All right, so you ready for the next one here? So the next one, again, it's not a heavy beer. It's drinkable. It's only like 4.5% by volume, but Ace the Dancing Gent, yes. I do see the dent. I love it. Dentum. Although I did turn on the feature where he can put a little in to give himself some more health. So stiff gummy. So, all right, you guys ready for this? So this is by a place called Flying Monkey. So they are a craft brewery, and they are out of Ontario, Canada. So I don't know if we have any of our Canadian friends in here, but they're on Dunlop Street in Barrie, Ontario, Canada. None of our Canadian friends are here. Well, looks like they're just gonna have to go rewatch this and like it. So this can, I literally got this because, well, I just wanted it for the can. I wanted it for the can. She used beer to set her hair? Really? That's weird, but kind of ingenious. So it says Margarita IPA. Add punch to your IPA. It's called Fireworks and Karate. So go ahead, hold in your hand, and let's see. Fuse punchy, bright things together. Run, wait for explosion of awesome. Sunny floral hops popping with citrus. Got some lime in here, orange, agave. Okay. Okay, so here is Fireworks and Karate. Look at this can. Look at this can. Is this not cool? Look at how cool that can is. Fireworks and Karate. That is a really cool looking can. Uncle Orville, if you can, I don't know how that works coming into Massachusetts, I don't know if we can ship out, but if you can get it to me, I'll do it. I just like to try different things from everywhere. You know what? Typically, like, even when I go out, it's never like big beers. It's like, what's the smallest thing you got? Sometimes I ask them, like, can you just give me like a little like 4-ounce OJ size glass because I want to try like 6 or 7 things I've never heard of. It does look like a Dr. Seuss sequel. So this is a hoppy. Although I can smell the fruit, it is definitely hoppy. I'm going to guess that the hops is going to hit mid-tongue. It's going to be tangy on the tip of my tongue and sweet in the back. Let's see if I'm right. Oh. Ooh, that's deceiving. So, the lime is really strong in it. The lime is like, it does have a sour taste to it. It's not as hoppy as it smells, and it's very fruity. But that lime, like, it literally reminds me of sipping on a margarita. It does look like a Universal ride. Esque, not sequel. For sure. This is great, man. If you guys can get your hands on this, it's not that hoppy at all. The Margarita IPA by Flying Monkey. You'll get this cool looking can to put up on your shelf, and it's not very hoppy. It does remind you of margarita. Like, you can taste the lime, like, makes it bright, makes it pop. Wow, that's terrific. I'll be honest with you, I was hesitant because, like I said, IPAs are, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know, IPA. Not a huge fan of it. That is salty too, if I remember right. I'm telling you, Coach, it reminds me of a margarita. Minus if it's like, you get the margarita, it's made too strong, it tastes like straight up liquor. Yeah, doesn't taste like that. Doesn't have a bite to it. That's really smooth. Again, it's 4.5% is like drinking a Bud Light, Bud. So it's not a heavy beer. It's something you could drink for a while, and have a good time and relax for a few hours, sitting by the pool. Summer night drink. 100% summer night drink. That is exactly what this is. And as you guys can see, since the last stream, we've picked up a couple of new subscribers, which is awesome. Did anybody see, I wasn't sure, but I thought Pat said he didn't get on a bike, right? There wasn't one to be found. It was only like scooters or something like that. Or did I not hear that correctly? The Broken Skull IPA. I have heard of it. Yep, I've heard of it, but I've never had it. Hi, Sam, if I didn't say hi to you. Sam, you did a fantastic job on that trailer you made. I was driving home and I saw it come up in the cord, and I clicked on it, and Stephanie and I and the little influencer, we were out making our run here and doing some other errands. And as I was driving, I literally turned to her and I was like, see, Stephanie, I said, and I held the phone, and I'm like, look at this. I said, I need, and then I saw at the end you use iMovie, which is great because I'm an Apple user. I was like, look at this. I said, I need to learn how to edit like this. 'Cause Stone Cold said so. And if you guys haven't checked out Sam's trailer, You guys need to go and watch that because that trailer is like legit. For a little piece of it, I thought I was like, it reminded me of very much of like Lord of the Rings, which I love. Lord of the Rings is one of those epic series. I've read all the Lord of the Rings. And I've read The Hobbit. And that is, I'm a big fan of all the movies, and that reminded me of that. iMovie is my friend. It makes it easy. I hope so. I'm pretty good with software. So I use, it's called Inshot. Where the heck is it? It's on here somewhere. Yeah, I use Inshot. So if you have iOS, I don't know if they must make it for Android too, but it's in the iOS store. It's free. So I use it on my phone. Seems pretty simple. But I would love to start doing vlogs. So like, I had this idea that when we go to Maine on Saturday, we're going to hit this place, I think. I'll just let the cat out of the bag now, the location. I think we're going to hit the Duffy's. So I was thinking that I would have liked to have hit this place literally like a stone's throw away from Duffy's because we're going to be in that immediate area. It was called the Academy Maine Brasserie Tavern, but it didn't open till like 4 o'clock. And I think by like 4 o'clock, I kind of want to be back at the residence that we're going to be at with all the family, you know, gathered up for the evening to have like dinner and kind of sit around and enjoy each other's company and stuff. So I thought like in the middle of the day, you know, sometime between lunch and like, you know, probably 4 o'clock, I figured I'd stream for an hour, and it's probably going to be Duffy's. So I've heard some of you guys mention it. It's gotten really good reviews. It looks like a nice little place, and hopefully with a stroke of luck and a little bit of magic, I can get you guys a surprise. I think it's going to be a surprise. I would say, you know, if the stars and the moon align, you guys are going to want to gather as many of the blues as you can from where we're all blue from. Everybody, every blue on every stream that you're a blue on, you're going to want to gather, and you are going to want to come and watch. Come and watch what's going to happen, because it's going to be really cool. And I think it would be an awesome surprise. You guys are going to be like, what? It'll be one for the record books for sure. At least for us. That's great. That is great. Now somebody else I thought was taking off to Maine at the end of the month. I know somebody who's going to Maine at the end of the month. And I remember thinking, oh, it'd be cool if we were up there together, just so we could hang out for a little bit. Pierce. That's it. Pierce is going to Maine at the end of the month. I knew there was somebody that I was forgetting. So, funny story, I was going back over my analytics from the other day, and it would appear my 6.5-hour Epcot stream is one of my most watched streams, which I expected. But the one that has come in second place was the one I did the other day. That second one from the zoo we just did is in second place, followed by my fire station. So if I can get the fire station up where I'm going up to Kennebunk. So if I can get them to give us a tour, maybe I'll see if they're up for it. But their full-time staff is pretty. It's like where I live. You know, they don't have like 8 guys on a shift, and you know they have three or 4 guys on a shift. So you know you hate to go walking in there and tie them up. But I am gonna send an email and make a phone call tomorrow to see if maybe we could get in there. The Rosencrown was the best. That's what drove the stream. That group of people, they were just like, they were like ecstatic to just see anybody, I think. It could have been anybody. CeeLo, it could have been you. They probably would have had the same reaction. But they were fun. That girl couldn't figure out her phone. I was just like, give me a phone. You're doing it wrong. And that's the plan when we go back. So we'd like to go back maybe in December. I don't know if it's going to happen. So a lot of it now is really like we're watching the COVID numbers in Florida and really kind of seeing where they're going. And then we have to take into account what happens here because our schools reopen next week. So next week, starting next week on Tuesday, Wednesday, I have to go back to work for a couple of days. Then the following week on September 2nd, we get kids. So you guys probably won't see me during the day as much. If I am there, I literally am going to have my second computer and it's going to just be, I'll be in the background, you know, and maybe during my off time, I may just pop in and say hi. I 100% have it going and be there and catch a glimpse as much as I can. But we are going back full capacity. There's no online or remote learning, which is great. So I will actually be able to probably get up from behind my desk and teach from a position that's not my desk, which I did all of last year, which was incredible. To say the least, it was one of the most difficult things to do. If you've never taught, try it, and then try doing it from sitting behind a desk and your closest student's like 8 feet away. Sometimes you know, not so much Nicholas, but Santos would be in because he'd be in and out depending upon like weeks and what he had going on at home and stuff, and you know, it was difficult to not be able to go up to them and work with them all the time and kind of everybody be around each other. So, masks for everybody, vaccinated or not vaccinated. Yep, everybody's coming back wearing a mask. There's no social distancing, but everybody has to wear a mask. They are, so you know, nothing's perfect, right? But what New Bedford, one of the things they did right was they went out and bought, I forgot how many hundreds. It was some stupid number, like 500 or 600 like air handlers. And the only way I can describe it is it's like as big as a piece of luggage, and you know, it moves air. I mean, it's like I put it on medium and I aim it at my door from across the room. So I have it near the window, so it's sucking in the fresh air and it's just blowing across the room and making like a vent out the door into the hallway. And that thing, even at half speed, you can stand at the door and feel a cool breeze. So 30 kids or 300 kids? Her high school has 30 kids? Wow. CeeLo, did you type the wrong number or is it legitimately 30 kids? That must be, if it's only 30 kids, that must be an incredibly small school. I think I have 80 or 87 students that I see every week, every day. Of course, you're talking one of the top 10 biggest high schools in the state of Massachusetts. So we've got almost 3,000 kids or something crazy like that. We got like 250 some odd staff members and 30 kids per class. Wow. That's a lot. 30 kids is a lot. 30 kids is a lot. Like around here, you know what? They say, oh, the classrooms are crowded. I'm like, there's like 22, 23 kids in the class. I'm like, that's not terrible. Because even at my school during normal times, there's 25 or 30 kids in the class. That's normal. When you're talking about high school of 3,000 kids. Our lunchrooms, our lunches are like 700 strong. No masks in school, huh? Wow. Okay. Well, hey, you know what? You're just going to be smart. Just going to be smart about stuff. Keep your hands washed. Try not to be mugging up with people. Telling them, no playing kissy face around the corner during lunch. That'll help. Oh, they are. No kidding. School's about 300. Yeah, the local high school here where I went and where I started teaching down here in Rehoboth, I think they're running somewhere between 750 and 800 kids school-wide. Classes are somewhere between, 22, 25 kids per class usually. Santos, I believe so. I think from what I heard, Santos, is that starting like this year, they're going to try to keep all you guys with your same teachers for like English, math, science, and history. So hopefully with a stroke of luck for your next, 2 years at the high school, you'll have me for math. Hopefully. And don't be late. You know how I hate that. Be on time. Got to be on time. We have fun though. We do have, my classes are all right. I use like wacky examples. Like, because like if I'm teaching math, and Santos would tell you, my examples are like, it's nothing like inappropriate. It's just like stuff you would never think of because, how do you keep people engaged? I struggled with math, so. Oh, wow, CeeLo, that's tough. Late with a pass only. You are right, coach. Late with a pass only. Yeah, look, Santa's going, okay. Don't be late. All right. Late with a pass only. And if you're late without a pass, you better go get one. And if you miss the work, it's up to you to make it up. I ain't going to chase you. High school. We're talking high school. I had like freshmen, they were showing up without pencils. They're like, geez, mister, I don't have a pencil. Because so down in New Bedford, a lot of my kids are really good. They'll call me Mr. Urban, but it's just like, I don't know, it's like a thing down there. They don't typically use a lot of last names. They know them. They just, I don't know, it's a citywide thing. So even before I was at the high school, the other school I was at, same thing. Oh, mister, they're respectful. Like, hey, mister, hey, miss. Hey, okay. My freshmen come in to be like, hey, I don't have a pencil. You got a pencil I can borrow? It's like every day with some students. Finally, I'm like, listen, this is your box. Once it's gone, I hear a majority of my kids, they don't say that they're not going to use math in real life. They do say that they don't understand why they're learning the math they want to learn because, like, the stuff they want to do, they'll never need the type of math they're learning. So, I tell them, say, listen, this is what, I don't make the rules. I don't make the curriculum, right? The state sets the standard. So if you want to graduate high school, you're going to be able to do, like, a squared plus b squared equals c squared. That, you have to be able to do that on a test. My kids are good, though. My kids have alternative paths a lot. So, like, a lot of my kids, if they get to a certain point in their school career where they're really, really struggling to pass the standardized test of the state, the MCAS up here, there is a pathway that you can put them on where it's the same standard as the test. It's actually more work because instead of just answering 5 questions about it on a test. They actually have to show their work with like multiple problems on like a worksheet. So they do a little bit more work, but I have a lot of kids that find that a little bit easier. Yep. Yep. So that's a lot of the basics that I try to drive home, believe it or not, is like finding area, finding volumes really good, doing simple algebra, right? Because I got 5 of this item and I only have like this much money. Do the math. How much is it per item? How much is it all together? I have some really bright students. I didn't know what to expect when I was going in, teaching the kind of classes I was teaching, and I got really good kids. They're fun to be around, and a lot of them are really, really bright. They try really hard, so it's kind of refreshing. I've taught, when I first started teaching, I was day-to-day subbing and filling in as a long-term teacher on and off. For like 2 years I did that at the local high school, and there was a time where I covered, it was like honors physics. The work was really cool. Thankfully, I was really good friends with the teacher that was there. She left me a lot of material with all the answers, and thank God, because some of that math was just way, way, way over my head. And those kids, they'd show up, they'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Urban, how you doing?" "Great, what are we doing today?" "Well, you're going to do like the Rube Goldberg project, but you need to do like all the physics calculations for it and blah, blah, blah." And they'd be like, "All right." And they would just go off and work. And they'd never ask a question. They were those like the top of 10% of their class. And so that was kind of boring. But with these kids, it's fun because like you're actually teaching them stuff. You know what I mean? And it's fun to see them finally get it. And they're like, "Hey, wait, I'm getting this." And then they'll give you an answer, and it's not all right, but they got half of it. And then like by the end of the week, they've got like almost the whole thing right. They got a little more right. So it's nice to see the progression of it. I need to get me another one of those. Coach, you ever come out here? We're having a couple of these. 35 years? Whoo, man. 35 years is a long, long time. Long time. I think, we'll see. So the producer has now come downstairs from having to tangle with the influencer up there. And we'll see if she comes wandering over here. She should. I got a seat for her. I hear bottles and glasses clanging and rattling around out there. So she should be over here in a minute. But 35 years is an incredibly long time. And I think it's only gotten tougher. Teaching's always tough, but I think over the years it has gotten tougher. Coach N, 30 for you this year. Whew, that is a long, long time. That is a real long time. That's a long time to be doing that job. And I feel the burnout is a lot higher now. Burnout comes, it's not higher, it comes quicker now than I think it did years ago. It's really annoying. It's really, really annoying. That's funny. Coach, are you close to retirement? I thought you had told me you were eyeballing it. That's fantastic. You know what? I like it. I find it to be more coaching. To me, I run my class more like I'm a coach. Coach popped out of the room with a clipboard in one hand and a dry erase marker in the other. And he was like, "Let's go to work." Oh, woodshop teacher. Yes. Yes. Trades, man, trades. 21. Wow. This year or next. Good for you. Well, if you want to come this way, they have a wood shop opening at the local high school, so. Mm-hmm. You have the years, not the age. Stephanie, how many years is it for you this year? 19 or 20?
As a teacher or
Yeah.
just in education?
Well, no, in education, you're over 20.
Education
But-
is 22.
Right, it's 22, so is it 20 this year that you've been in classroom?
No,
19.
because I was a teacher's age up to 12,
19? Yeah, so Stephanie's going on 19 years this year. Typo 22. Yep, so producer Stephanie is, as you guys know, and I don't know if my students are still here, but they know too that my wife's a teacher, so yeah, here we are. So she's got, what'd you say, 22 years in education? And 20 years as a teacher, right? This year, starting in like a week.
This makes me 21. Yeah, because I graduated from college in 2000.
Yeah.
But I powered for 2 years.
2 years. Mm-hmm.
I'm started teaching.
22. Yeah. So you're in your 20th year this year. You're going to work. She'll start working in her 20th year next week. Yeah. And here I am. Only in it for 6, 7.
Depends on
7,
what you want to consider
right,
time
so-
for the evening.
It does add up, Coach. It does. She's currently teaching 4th grade special ed. She's taught everything. She's been a regular classroom teacher. She's taught 5th grade, 4th grade. She was up at one point 6th grade, I thought, for a little bit. So she's kind of been, all over in the grades. But you've been 4th and 5th for a while, so yeah. She spent a majority of her time at the same school. So I between my long-term teaching and subbing and my full-time teaching here now this year, so I think I'm on year 6. I've coached for way longer than that, though. I graduated at 18, and I came back like a year later and started working with marching bands, and then that led to coaching like debate teams and a little bit of baseball and basketball. So, and most recently, T-ball and softball. CeeLo, I'm trying to catch up to you. I think I need a few more things to coach. $53 is just a number. 53 is just a number. Right. I think. Yeah, we're gonna close it down at 10. We're at 10 o'clock is the mark. That's what we're going for. So we're about 10 minutes. Look at that. 20 likes off of like an hour and a half stream. That's awesome. Hey Morgan. Coach, you think it's going to be easy, and now you're going to fill all that free time with something totally, totally different. I was just saying that to Stephanie today. I'm like, all right, you know what? We're starting next week, going back to school. I'm going to be on my feet now instead of sitting this year, which is good because I need the movement. So, and I think I'm still on the main floor, just a different part of the building. Which would be good because a lot of the other teachers I need and want to talk to, I'm going to have to go walk to. So I'm like, listen, I just want a big bowl of salad with like 5 or 6 ounces of either chicken or beef every day. That's all I'm taking. Have my breakfast sandwich in the morning, have another bowl of salad or whatever when I come home, and a little bit of protein at night, and then that's going to be it. We're going to try to cut out sugar and carbs. We'll see how this goes. I think mentally I feel like a kid still. I am a kid. Have you guys ever seen the way I act? I'm like a big man child sometimes. That can go to extremes. A big man child that can go to extremes. Coach, that is all the truth and then some. Yep, it's easier than running all over. And yes, sitting for a year and a half was not good, I don't think, for like any of us. I enjoyed it for like, oh gosh, you know, like the first month, I don't know, the first couple of weeks you're kind of like, all right, like I still got to get up early, but I'm here and I'm home, so I don't have to really fully dress. Like, you know, I kind of got my sweatpants on, but I put on my nice collared shirt so I look good on camera. And then after 2 weeks, it was like, oh man, we're not coming back till when? Maybe April? Like, no, it can't be April. And before you know it, it was like March came and went. It was the beginning of April. And they're like, all right, so yeah, you're going to come back to school slowly right after April break. Try to get everybody in here by mid-May, go to school for a month, and then say goodbye. And that's exactly what happened. It was a weird dynamic. Your liver is 75 years old. Ah. Yep, Morgan, that's how I'm feeling, man. That's what I'm thinking. Now, Morgan's, I thought Morgan was from Massachusetts also. I thought he was one of the Massachusetts people that we see on the regular. I could be wrong, but... Doing all that coaching, that's what happens. That's awesome. So I think, just to update you guys a little bit, maybe some of you that have missed it the other day, we're going to try to get like a super stream going. I don't know what we're going to call it. We've been referring to it as like amateur hour. And it's going to be a lot of the blues. So there's probably going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 or 8 of us, and we're going to try to do a super stream, and we're going to see how we make it all work. There's still some debate as to whether we can all be on screen all at once, or if we're just going to hand it off, pass it from one person to the next, and see how much money we can raise. We're going to pick a charity, which is part of the reason why I did this tonight on my laptop. This is kind of like a test to see like how stuff works. So like I can test a widget, and I think it'll work. So like, you know, if we hit a subscriber, I tested on my end, and I think it pops up here on the stream. Or maybe I'm the only one that sees it. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so it works. Don't worry, AAU, you have not lost your crown. It doesn't take away from you. It'll reset because it was only a test. That will reset. As soon as I end the stream, it'll reset. Canada. Okay. Ontario. I've been to Ontario before. No. Yeah, so I had to rearrange my studio, I guess we'll call it. Here's producer Stephanie. Hello. Do you want to try that? This tastes like a margarita. It's that awesome looking can. The firework and karate. Yeah. We're chopping prices here.
Add punch to your eye.
Yeah. It's really good. It's got you'll taste the lime in it. It's not very hoppy. It does, but it smells hoppy. It's not. That's awesome, Morgan. It's fun to look back on stuff like that. Not right? It's kind of tastes like a margarita.
Kind of tastes like when Bud did those weird things.
Oh, the Bud limes, right?
Yeah.
Remember they did? Yes, that's exactly what it kind of reminds me of. It has that
Like,
that heavy lime to it. Yes, the Bud was it Bud Light lime? But Bud lime was it regular lime? Yep, it has like that heavy lime. Oh, look at. Yeah. Coach N.
What does Coach N coach?
Coach N coaches a lot of stuff, but he's like he was just saying he's one of them. He's been a teacher for like 30 years, and he's kind of cutting his coaching in half.
He's not retired.
He's only 53. He started young. He started teaching a little bit younger than you.
Yeah.
Definitely a lot younger than me. But I did have like I forgot how many years of government work before I got teaching, so I am well on the way. I got like 15 more years. 15 more years and I can retire.
So. What are you doing, bud?
I'm just hanging out.
Yeah, but he goes to get up. All discombobulated. His rug is screwed up.
Oh. So for those of you that haven't been here for a while, like Morgan, I know you're just kind of getting in here. Sam has a new trailer for his YouTube channel. If you haven't checked it out yet, Sam, you can drop your link in here, and anybody else that has a link, go ahead and you guys can just throw them up here. Because we are winding down. We're probably in the last 5 minutes or so of this. So another year, I'll be hanging up coaching to watch my daughter in college. Yep. Because you cannot get that back. That's literally why I stepped away from a lot of what I was doing. Like, so the coaching the marching band, and it was more coaching than directing. Our kids were very athletic. If you've never played an instrument and moved across a field nonstop for 10 minutes, try it, and then tell me it's not an athletic thing to do. I would challenge anybody that says otherwise. And it was a lot of like designing drills, which is like writing plays. You know, it's like writing a basketball play. So, yep, that was so like when the little influencer came along, I was like, I love doing this. It's been a big part of my life for, you know, however many years it was at that point, 22 or 23 years. And I was like, you know what? There are bigger things in life at this point that I want to go and do. That not that I just need to go and do, I wanted to go and do. So.
Like Coach T-Ball.
And now I coach T-Ball. So. Yep, there you go. So for anybody who has not seen it yet, you click on that link Sam just dropped in there, and it'll take you to his YouTube channel and look at his newest trailer. That thing's pretty legit. But you know, there are other things. I mean, I'm coached T-ball, coached soft T this year, which was interesting. So she likes softball, which is great because I've coached a little softball before. It's a lot of fun. So I don't know. You can't. It never goes away, right? It never goes away. Coach is always a coach. You're gonna sit on the sidelines and you're gonna critique every little thing, but that's kind of fun to do too. Sam does do a great job. I'm trying to take notes from him. I guess the secret is to just record a ton of video and then pick out the best parts and put some music to it and a couple of overlays, and I'll get there. Anyways, so I think I'm going to end it here. So I appreciate everybody for being here. Thank you very much. I look forward to Saturday. So I'm going to figure out a little bit more timing as we get close. I'm going to play for shit, but the director loved them watching. Sherry, there's more to band than just playing sometimes. I can't tell you the number of kids that were great on their feet and they were athletic and good marchers that we put on the field. And at one point, my marching band had like 156 kids in it, and I bet you like 20 of them couldn't play an instrument. But they were great at marching. And some of the stuff we were pulling off, I should tell you guys, some of like, so my marching band was kind of like, and I know I've said it to some people before, I don't know if I've said it to you guys, my marching band was like, if you took a drum corps, so if you know what a drum corps is, you know what I'm talking about. If not, look it up. So we took kind of that style, and if you took like a drum corps style, and you mixed it into a baby that was born from Las Vegas and Ringling Brothers all put together, you had my marching band. That's what we were. That's the only way I can describe it. It's like all those things rolled into one, and we traveled up and down the East Coast. We played Disney every other year. We played for the president, but our shows were thematic. They were shows. You didn't watch a marching band halftime show. You watched like a performance. It was like Broadway on wheels. So I have two awesome things. One, we built a full-fledged pirate ship. The thing was like 25 feet long. It had a 22-foot tall mast in the middle of it. We had guys with real guns that were shooting black powder guns in the middle of our games. Kids were sword fighting and falling off the ship, off the back of it. Like one would get stabbed and he would just face plant into like the cushion below the back. It was out of control. But one of my favorite tricks we ever did was at one point in my marching band, we had 5 sets of identical twins. And we did a Star Trek show. So I don't know if AAU's here, but this be right up his alley. We did a Star Trek show. So I had said, they were like, well, how do we fly like the Enterprise over the crowd and blah, blah, blah. I said, well, you got, the director had his Captain Kirk picked out, and we kind of had this chair planned. I said, well, why don't we use transporters? Why don't we teleport kids across the field? And they went, well, what do you mean? I said, well, we're going to design 2 booths that look like teleporters, and one twin gets in here, and the other one comes out over here. And they were like, that's not a bad idea. So we tried it one time in practice. And in practical application, it was the most hilarious thing to see work because we were traveling. So we do a circus performance off-Broadway with a drinking ringleader. Imagine what kind of show that was, right? So we would put one kid in one side, and the twin would pop out from the other. So the first time you do it, people go, oh, that's cute. Look at that. Ha ha, they got a set of twins. What a funny joke. Then you do it a second time, like, they've got 2 sets of twins. That's great. And then we do it a third time. And you could almost hear the crowd go quiet, like, wait, they just did it again? And then we did it a 4th time. And then you could visibly see people going, like sitting back, almost uncomfortably going, all right, what exactly is going on here? And then we did it a 5th time, and that literally the last one, people were already, the show wasn't even over, we did it a 5th time, and people were already standing up clapping, going like, you could hear them going, that is the most amazing trick ever. How many more times are they going to do this? We used all 5 sets that year. It was incredible. And when I tell you they were apart, we're talking like 30-yard line to 30-yard line. We were literally doing it across the field. So there was no way you could get one twin into a box like you would see if they were running from one to the other. So you knew that that wasn't happening. It was the greatest, like, David Copperfield thing anybody could have ever done. Coach, it was wicked awesome. It was 100% awesome. It was funny to watch. So, the first time we did it, we were all proud of ourselves. We're like, whew, all right. And then the second show we did it, And all of a sudden, the director, the other guy who was like the head coach, he turned to me. He says, "Hey, check out these people." And I'm like, "Huh." So we turned around, and now we're not watching the band anymore. We're watching the crowd, and you could see them that liking the show, whatever. And by the time we get to that last person, you could see them going like, "Holy cow!" So every show it was like, how many people are gonna like be in awe this time? And people coming up after we were done, people were just like, "How do you guys do that?" We're like, "Well, we didn't really let anybody know on the road. We just kept them guessing." The home crowd knew because they'd see the kids after the show was over, and you'd see one twin here and go back to your seat, and you're like, "Hey, wait, weren't you just at the snack bar?" So that's probably one of my funniest and all-time favorite tricks. But I'll have to explain the pirate show. We did a whole bunch of stuff. We traveled everywhere. That pirate show got a lot of mileage. And this year, of all years, we did a 9/11 show. The year it happened, so we had a show set. We were ready to go, and all of a sudden, 9/11 happens, and the world kind of stopped here, for a couple weeks. And in that couple weeks, we literally shelved a whole show we had been working on from like pretty much the beginning of July. We had worked on this show. So it was like 2 months of work, just like we're like, nope, we're not doing it. And our 9/11 show was pretty incredible. I'll save that. I will save that explanation for the Tin Can Thursday. Maybe next week we'll talk about that. That was a pretty epic. Yep, it was Dighton. It's a tunnel under the field. Yep, it's a tunnel under the field. That's some people. They were baffled. They're like, "How are they doing this?" Yep. So I think next week during the week, after we get back from Maine, we'll see, maybe sometime between Monday and Friday, we're going to probably do like an hour stream. I'm going to run through tutorials on like what I'm doing mobile streaming, which will be very similar to what some other people are doing. And we're going to try to troubleshoot a lot of stuff, and we'll do some stuff live so we can see how it's working. Yeah, and we'll try some different stuff. Probably with Streamlabs. Unfortunately, it's probably the best thing, but... All right, so you know what? I think with that, I'm going to end it. I've been going for an hour and a half here. This is awesome. I love Tin Can Thursdays. It's like the best hour and a half of like the Thursday night. So I appreciate everybody for being here. I can't thank you enough. Hold up a label, like one of my labels, Sherry.
You don't want
like a beer label?
You want the label?
Yeah,
the
I think
in reverse, though.
Yeah, so the labels are in reverse, but she's probably good enough where she can flip the image around.
But then they got that weird stuff on them. You know what I mean?
You can screenshot it just to get an idea. Yep. It's just the lettering that's really going to be backwards. The image doesn't really matter. But yeah, let's see. Maybe she can.
Peel one. You have to peel one side off.
Yeah, I think we're going to peel one off here. So this is it better in? I don't know if it's better in black or white. I think I'll do the white with the black lettering. Would that be easier for you? Like a white background with black lettering, or do you want a black background with white lettering?
When you can show them on the bottom.
Like I can give you one that has the white lettering like this, or I can give you one that has the black one. It doesn't matter if it's reverse. Okay, well that's good. That solves 50% of what I would be an issue. But I don't know. Let's see. So this is, I don't know if she can. Whoops. Do you need to see something clearer than that? Because that has like the wax paper over it. Coaster Mom. Coaster Mom, back at it again. Coaster Mom, we gotta get all those gifts together. We do need a top 10 list. I 100% agree. We need a top 10 list of all the gifts we use because we've got some good ones. White with black lettering. Okay. Well, I'll keep this one handy. So that is my label, by the way. That's fine. Okay. If any of you want one, just get a hold of me, and I will be more than happy to drop you a couple in the mail. They do come out in reverse, so like what you do is we usually we very carefully peel them apart, stick it on, and you gotta like rub the letters. But once they're on, they're on. They're washable. They can go in the washing. They can go in the dishwasher. So.
And they can get cold.
Yep, they can get cold. They're made out of some vinyl stuff.
The high school kid did it.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, that was actually designed by a high school kid. Oh gosh, how many years ago now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think that design's like 5 years old. Yeah, Coach. Coach, send me a message on the cord. Message me your address. I'll drop one in the mail tomorrow for you. I'll drop a couple in the mail for you. I'll give you a couple of each kind.
We're doing it.
Look out, Charles. Mom's on to you. She knows you're here.
Charles?
Coach N. Coach Charles N. the third. Yeah, and if anybody else wants one like Coach too, just direct message me. Don't, unless you want to put your address out there for everybody, you can just send me a message. I'll drop one in the mail for you guys tomorrow. I'll send a bunch out. So, I know what the other thing was. So Stephanie and I were talking, and we thought maybe later on the good night, Sherry. Thank you for coming. We thought that coming up this fall, which usually it starts right about now. They have this thing called Waterfire in Providence. So we thought it's supposed to be coming later on this fall. So they're getting a little late start, but they're finally going to do one because they didn't do any last year. It's really kind of a neat time. It's very artisan. Would that be a good way to describe it? It's very artisan. 35-0 Pats. All right. Like it. Preseason coming back.
Are they on tonight?
Yeah, they're playing. I think they're playing now.
Who
The
are they
game's
playing?
probably going to be almost over. They're playing the Eagles.
Oh.
So I think we're going to do some streaming maybe from Waterfire down in Providence. So usually they're on the weekends, which is great. And they go from, if you looked on a map, they go from the Providence Place Mall down the river towards the harbor. That actually might be something, because it's free. I mean, it's walking around. There's a lot of vendors. Like I said, there's a lot of the art galleries are open. They play music. They got food vendors. It's just a nice time. They like these big like cauldrons of wood on the water, and you see the barge people restocking the wood all night and stuff. Maybe that's something we can work out where if I'm going to do a stream, maybe I can have like Anthony, the Molar Man, come down. We'll get like Sherry to come down, and Brenda, and all of us Boston area people. Maybe we can all meet down in Providence for some Waterfire one night. Anybody who really wants to come. Where's the fire truck? I'm just glad he didn't burn his house down, considering he just sold it and he hasn't moved out yet. Ah. So maybe we'll try working on that. I gotta. I don't think they've announced their first. I don't think they've announced their first day yet.
Can we buy this?
Uh-oh. Hold on, because Costa Mom will appreciate this. So Costa Mom, now if any of the ladies are still left in here,
Or anybody.
well, for some reason the ladies seem to have an affection for you and your shopping habits with my wallet. I was just asked if we could buy this.
Cheap.
So, yeah,
It's only $3,800.
it's got 100,000 miles on it, I guess.
It's an 86.
That's a big purchase. I think I'd rather have you buy 2 handbags.
Oh, no.
Coach Ennett was really good. I would go and watch it. That food looked delicious. I think we should get together and he can like cook a dish and I'll pair it with a couple of beers that I think would maybe go good with it. Costa Mom says, if you think it's a good idea, we should just do it.
No, it's really bad
said-
inside.
Oh, it's a bad inside. Anyway, so yeah, if we'll get the date for Waterfire and I'll put it out there. And if you guys want to just come down and meet up, you know, it'll probably just be Stephanie and I that night. It's nice. It doesn't really cost you anything except for, you know, you want to buy something to eat or drink, or you're going to buy something from a vendor that's down there. They got nice music. They have street performers. So my favorite, which I hope they bring back, was they have this Veterans Memorial area down in Providence, right along the water, and they used to have gargoyle performers. You know, and they would be there, and every now and then they would shift and change, and they were really, really good. Yes, Mikey G's was awesome. Did you see that hibachi action? That was incredible. If you guys, and I didn't get to watch it live this morning, I missed that. But if you have not watched it yet, go check out Mikey G's post he made. I think the video is only like 2 or 3 or 4 minutes long. It's short. It's not very long, but he makes his rice on the hibachi. That was a great video. Yeah, kind of like a cult stream. Yep. Yes, Costa Mom. That's what we're talking about. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get together when we can. Let's team up. We'll do some streaming. We might as well, because we're doing what we like anyway. So why not, you know, if we can mash a couple of things up together, why not mash them up together and let's just do a big stream. We'll have like, yeah, hopefully we'll have 20, 40 or so people watching all at once. But I don't know. It can't hurt any. It would be a bunch of fun. That's what it's for. Group effort. Yep, group effort. Like I said, I think Waterfire would be great because that's like an outdoor activity we can all go do. It's nice. Providence is nice if you've never been to downtown Providence. It's right by the mall. We could all get together there. We should do a stream from downtown Boston. I'd love to go to like the Green Dragon or maybe the Bell in Hand. I don't know. I would assume that the Bell in Hand and the Green Dragon Inn, they're all open again. I'll wave at you from the border. Sad the border's closed. Because Sam sounds like he's all about jumping in the car and coming on down. That was the other thing. I knew I forgot something before, and I couldn't remember what it was. It was the water fire. That's gonna be neat. That's like a relaxing night. That's like put the kids to bed, lounge on the couch, throw me up on the TV. Really? Anthony, let's chat about that, because that's one of the things I think I'm going to start doing. Is I think I'm going to start putting this stream to good use and trying to do a whole bunch of charity stuff to raise some money. So let's get together and let's see what day you're doing what where, and let's see if we can get with those people, and let's use the power of the internet. Let's raise some more money for whatever the cause is. Ooh, you learned how to jump on the couch today. Oh, it's all downhill. Yep. Coach has a new puppy. It's cute. Let me see. I'll call him. I got him right here.
The book all about it.
You ever read that book, Coach? It's called Puppies at Dick's. There's a reason why that book was made. Dogs, and let's see, where's Coach's dog? Where is Coach, and where is he? Where's Otis? And it's very fitting. There he is.
Oh, he's very cute.
Right? Isn't he? Cute dog.
Hey, but yeah, that's why I did you.
Christina, you're fascinating your friends and you do FaceTime. All right. I'm definitely going to end now since it's 10:20, and I'm sure you people have employment to get up for in the morning. I do not. Not yet. I will in like a week, but I think our fearless leader's back at the Magic Kingdom tomorrow morning, so you guys will see me there. I'll be in and out in the morning, but all right. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thanks for all the likes and pushing this thing out and just kind of making this happen. It was an easy Tin Can Thursday. It was easy. There wasn't, nice and steady, nothing outrageous. I mean, look at it. 23 likes a here. I don't know. Yeah, like this group of people here is absolutely amazing. They astound me. Every time I come on, the amount of support is incredible, and I appreciate it. And butt crack of dawn. No, I don't know if I'll be there at the butt crack of dawn, but it'll be pretty dang early. So, thanks everybody for hanging out. I'll see everybody tomorrow for sure at some point. I'll probably be ninja watching while having my breakfast and stuff, and probably banning people that are being not good on the stream, right, Costa Mom? And yeah, so I don't know. That'll be that. Again, thank you everybody. Appreciate it. Hope everybody has a great night. Anthony, send me that charity thing you're going to. Maybe we can get some streaming done there, and I think we'd probably raise a little bit more money too, because more people would have access. We could always set up like a PayPal that they have or something. And, yeah, I'm gonna start getting into more. I think charity work. I think YouTube is a good tool to get that done. And if we can help other people out that need it, then let's do it. Oh, Duke Mom. Thank you. I appreciate that. This Duke Mom, it was a gentle night. We talked a little bit of Disney early on. I had the Fast Pass system, the Genie Plus thing that's coming. So
When does that come out?
it is gonna debut in the fall. That's the only timeline they've given. So who's buying me beer this weekend? Somebody's buying me beer this weekend? I'm not gonna say no, but you know. But if you watch Saturday is the next day you're gonna see me. I will try to post. I'll try to get the link up tomorrow into the cord for date and time. So I'm gonna try to get a set time. So the time should be Saturday. Plan on Saturday somewhere between 1 and 4. It'll probably be like an hour or so, hour and a half, and if I can make things work, then maybe we'll even have a little surprise for you. It'll be a good surprise. You guys will want to see this surprise. So, all right, Coach. All right, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate y'all being here. Have a great night. I'll see everybody in the morning. Yeah, Duke Mom, that's what I've been saying. I go back to work on Tuesday, and then she goes back like the week after on the 1st. So we're enjoying our last couple of days before we're all back at it. Coach N's buying beer. I'm good with that. Coach N wants his title back. That's what he wants. Coach N wants his title back. That is what he is looking for. He wants that little bar. Where is it? It's over here. This little bar right here. Why is this not? Here we go. Right? Everything's in reverse. That little bar right there, Stream Boss, right? Every time somebody hits the tip jar or subscribes, that goes down. And the last person to make that bar go to nothing becomes the Stream Boss. And we all know what happens when you are the Stream Boss, and I'm at a place where I can where I can put in some good work for you guys. So, all right, everybody, have a good night. We'll see everybody tomorrow. Thanks for being here. Thanks for the likes. Share the links out, and then we'll put up the stuff for Saturday. Oh, Coach, if it's a physical beer, you can deliver. If you're going to deliver beer to Maine, Coach, I am going to give you the address, and I will let you in on what's going to happen. Coach N wants to be the boss. 100% he does. He absolutely. I'm telling you, once you all see how it works and it's in action, and we've seen it work a couple of times, that's how AAU got the crown. Because really, it was like, all right, it's not my main job, but it's a tip jar. And I was talking about how Coach was the boss. So I said, oh, Coach, like, I'll get some hot dogs. We'll finish the stream at home. We'll let you pick a beer. And AAU was like, the hell you say? And he literally, in like one tip, just wiped him out. He's like, I am king. So, all right, y'all. Bye. Thank you. Appreciate all the support. Hit that like button. And you guys are all subscribed, so bring more. Bring your families and friends. We'll see you all on Saturday. Look for the link tomorrow in the Discord. I'll put it up at some point, mid-morning to late afternoon. And the next time I see you guys on stream will be Saturday. But I'll see everybody in the chat tomorrow.